Good evening and welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Thursday, July 10th, 2025. I'm Rihanna Nikram. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. Blumberg Grain praises Guyana's bold food hub plan, calling it a model for the Caribbean and beyond. Over 40 research projects showcase as UGIRIE brings its innovation exhibition to Linden. July is Trafficking in Persons Awareness Month, and officials are urging all Guyanese to stand united in the fight against this growing crime. And the Guyana Amazon Warriors welcome back hometown hero Sheriff Rutherford for the 2025 GSL season. Global food security giant Blumberg Grain has hailed Guyana's vision and rate of project implementation as astonishing, describing it as a major encouragement for both existing and potential investors. This view was shared by the company's chairman, Philip Blumberg, on Wednesday during the signing of a memorandum of understanding with Guyana that will position the country as a regional food hub.
My comments relate to the President Ali and Minister Mustafa, who made very clear what their goals were for Guyana. And I have to say, my business takes me to many countries around the world and visits with heads of state and ministers of agriculture. You have an excellent team here in Guyana. The President's vision, the Minister's implementation, the Minister of Finance's ability to help get things done, Lionel, who we've been working with, or my team have been working with, a great deal of time, and he's provided us great information.
The agreement signed at the Ministry of Agriculture covers collaboration on marketing and branding for a regional food hub currently under construction at Yarra Cabra along the Soesdijk-Linden Highway. The partnership is expected to boost exports, reduce post-harvest losses, and improve market access across the Caribbean and the Americas. But that's not all.
My confidence in the President's vision for this country allows me to make announcements here today that I have not made publicly. We will invest. Not only will we do this project, and I hope others. There's been a discussion of rice and meat and poultry and so forth, and even a pork project. But the reality is we're prepared to invest in processing on our account of Guyana agricultural products. That means higher value to farmers, and it means an easier way to export. The President's challenged us with creating a brand that can be exported to the U.S., a very large market, North America, and we will do that. Secondly, as our work continues here, Minister, we will look to invest in a manufacturing plant. And you may say, an agriculture company manufacturing plant? Yes, because we don't just do food security. We do the full spectrum of the ag chain. And the manufacturing plant will be to produce the most advanced shade houses, not only for Guyana, but for export throughout CARICOM and even in South America.
This partnership would mean the investment of billions of dollars in Guyana, the establishment of offices in the country, the hiring of Guyanese workers, and the transfer of knowledge and technology to Guyana. From regional food security to regional flavor, rum giants Demerara Distillers Limited, DDL, and Suriname Alcoholic Beverages, SAB, are currently working on a common brew as part of collaborative efforts by companies under the ambitious Suriname-Guyana Chamber of Commerce umbrella. In October, the Chamber will be hosting their third edition of the International Business Conference 2025 in Guyana and hopes to have the product available in time for the event. This is according to the Chamber's President, Vishnu Durga. IBC 2025 will be held under the theme Building Businesses for Regional Prosperity at the Marriott Hotel and will bring regional, international, and businesses from both countries together to boost economic ties. As part of the partnerships created, Durga said the companies have undertaken efforts to create the new blend.
We're currently working on a beverage collaboration between the two giants in both countries, both DDL and SAB, which is the manufacturer of the Borgo rum in Suriname. Are working on what is the combined product that could be made, and they're looking at if this can be done and how it could be done. It's very interesting to now see, their master blenders having to talk to each other.
The rum would be another iconic product stemming from the work of the Chamber, which launched adventurous dragon tours between Guyana and Suriname last year. Apart from this, the Chamber is playing a key role in advocating for the takeover of the Kana-Waima ferry service between the two countries. Durga said the Chamber seeks to create the best opportunities for businesses within the two countries and beyond.
Our mission is to really ensure that relationship between both countries gets strengthened. We've now exceeded 100 members. We have about 40% from Guyana, 40% from Suriname, about 10% regional, and about 10% international. And our goal is to ensure that we continue to connect businesses.
It was noted that when the IBC was first held in 2023, it started as a conference to share information, but has now evolved to workshops and roundtables, with businesses enjoying the significant matching component, where delegates are provided with access to various businesses and relevant agencies. And as the regional collaboration heats up, officials are also calling for stronger national unity, this time in the fight against human trafficking. July is Trafficking in Persons Awareness Month, and officials are urging all Guyanese to unite in the fight against this growing crime. In 2024, Guyana retained its Tier 1 ranking in the U.S. State Department's annual Trafficking in Persons report, a strong endorsement of the country's continued efforts to combat human trafficking. But the work doesn't stop there. The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security says the fight must continue and that every citizen has a role to play. Minister Dr. Vinay Prasad is once again calling on the public to report any suspicious activity, stressing that your voice could help save a life.
There are individuals who would like to escape from hardship and poverty, sometimes in their quest for a better life, to keep their family safe, or to repay debt. Vulnerable men, women, and children are exploited through forced prostitution and labor. Trafficking in persons is a serious crime and a grave violation of human rights. The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security wants your help to stop this heinous crime against the most vulnerable. So please help victims of human trafficking by reporting suspicious activities to the Trafficking in Persons hotline. Call 227-4083 or 623-5030.
The ministry says the fight against trafficking demands a collective response, and by working together, Guyana can stay at the forefront of this global effort, ensuring every person is protected from exploitation. But the threat remains severe. The United Nations has reported that trafficking is on the rise worldwide. This crime is an organized crime driven by powerful transnational networks. Between 2020 and 2024, over 200,000 victims were officially identified, a number the UN says is just the tip of the iceberg, with many more cases remaining unreported. Traffickers are known to exploit migration flows, supply chains, legal loopholes, and digital platforms, profiting from forced labor, sexual exploitation, online scams, and even drug trafficking. Despite some global progress, the UN says justice systems are struggling to keep up, and experts are calling it for stronger enforcement, cross-border cooperation, and victim-centered support systems. Distress technology must be used to dismantle trafficking rings, and most importantly, the survivors must receive justice, protection, and the help they need to rebuild their lives. From the fight against exploitation to the race for representation, political parties are already lining up outside the Guyana in Georgetown, eager to secure their spot for nomination day this Monday. The Ghana Elections Commission has so far approved symbols for 21 political parties, which have expressed interest in being included in the ballot for the 2025 general and regional elections. On Monday, these parties can submit their official candidate lists between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. These lists must include a national top-up list, a geographical constituency list, and a regional democratic councils list for each region in which a party will contest. GCOM says parties will follow a yet-to-be-communicated order for submissions, and each list must meet strict legal requirements. Final approvals will be announced after verification on July 23rd. When we return, a $250 billion boost for housing, what it means for first-time homeowners, plus UG showcases innovation in Linden.
The ExxonMobil Guyana Global Super League is back, and it's bigger than ever. Defending champions, Rangpur Riders return to defend their crown, but the Warriors, the proud hosts, are ready to battle on home soil. The best from Australia, New Zealand, and the UAE join the fight for global glory. The ultimate test, the ultimate prize. It's the clash of the T20 champions. Get your tickets now at Warriors Box Office or GSLT20.com.
Welcome back. Now for a closer look at how billions have been spent to put more Guyanese on the path to homeownership. With housing infrastructure as a central priority, approximately $250 billion has been invested in the sector over the past 5 years, resulting in the development of 95 new housing schemes nationwide. Housing Minister Colin Crowell highlighted that this substantial investment allowed the government to surpass its initial target of allocating 50,000 house lots to Guyanese by the end of its first term. He explained that a key part of the housing strategy involves the Ministry of Housing allocating land for infrastructure development while working to improve accessibility and enhance citizens' quality of life. After exceeding the initial target, the ministry had to acquire additional land to facilitate further housing developments. This expansion, along with plans to cover all 10 regions of Guyana, resulted in significant cost. Under President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali's administration, several new housing areas have been developed in areas such as Amelia's Ward, Charity, Yarracabra, Palmyra, Molson Creek, Felicity, Bartica, Madia, Mambaruma, and Kokani. In Region 10 alone, over $6 billion was invested in housing infrastructure. To help more Guyanese become homeowners, the government has rolled out low-income mortgage options with rates as low as 3%, removed VAT on building materials, and launched a steel and cement subsidy program. General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, PPP, Dr. Bar Jaglio, has reaffirmed the party's commitment to national unity and equal opportunity, while rejecting what he described as opposition attempts to sow division among Guyanese communities. Speaking at his weekly press conference, Dr. Jaglio dismissed recent criticisms from opposition figures, accusing the government of neglecting certain communities. He stressed that the government's policies are designed to promote balanced development across all regions, regardless of political or ethnic backgrounds. He pointed to renewed investment in sectors such as the sugar industry and local communities, highlighting the government's focus on restoring livelihoods and creating jobs. Dr. Jaglio also underlined the government's respect for religious freedom, noting Ghana's long-standing reputation for religious harmony. He criticized the opposition for what he described as making comments that stoke divisions for political gain, and that the government's actions prove its commitment to all communities. As Ghana approaches general and regional elections, Jaglio urged citizens to reject divisive rhetoric and support policies that promote unity, opportunity, and national development for all Guyanese. Over 40 applied research projects and innovations were showcased as the University of Ghana's Institute for Research, Innovation and Entrepreneurship, UGIRIE, took its exhibition of innovations to Linden. The two-day event began yesterday at the Linden branch of the Institute of Distance and Continuing Education, and featured innovative work in areas like climate-smart technology, food science, renewable energy, information communication technology, ICT applications, and coconut technology. The exhibition did not only showcase inventions, but provide a platform where students, researchers, entrepreneurs, and innovators can network, share ideas, find collaborators, and attract sponsors and business partners. Speaking at the event yesterday, Linden Mayor Sharma Solomon said he was very excited that the event was featured in Linden, as it created much-needed exposure and support for entrepreneurs.
I am very excited that in this initiative we had on display Mrs. Jamila Chapman-Wills, who is with our product, and I'll give her an opportunity to speak about this product. The reason why is because I had the privilege of working with Mrs. Wills from her beginning at university to the research state of this product. So I'll tell you a bit just now, but my company, yes, the mayor got a company. It's called Market Square Inc. We help research and development, but for that, I'll bring you to Mrs. Wills, because we want y'all buy show, we want to make sure y'all support her and so many others who will speak to you about this product and where she got the idea and how she managed to so far put it out on the shelf.
Jamala Chapman-Wills, who is a graduate of the university, explained the creative vision behind her product, cassava chocolate cake mix.
It's already frothed. It's fruit juice, and we have a version of the whole wheat flour, because we know that cassava by itself gives that kind of texture. So to have that cake texture, we would have introduced small amounts of the whole wheat flour, and of course there's no eggs, right? We would recommend olive oil. However, we know in the home we have most times vegetable oil, so any oil can be included. So the instructions, just like the regular cake mix, of course this one is better, healthier, right? We're promoting good health here. We just have to add our liquid ingredients. So we have our vinegar, our oil, your choice of oil. Our samples prepared here are made using the olive oil. We have our water and it is ready.
Meanwhile, university student Mr. Humphrey showcased how he incorporates cassava and sweet potato into bread making.
What we're presenting here to you is a new innovation where we have 25% sweet potato inclusion into our bread making and also 25% cassava.
Okay.
Right? And presented here, where we speak of the sweet potato, we're talking about a bread that is has a low glycemic level and is much healthier than the regular white bread that you would have. From reviews, we see a lot of persons who like wheat prefer this bread because it has the same color that of the wheat and it has a much more flavor. And a person that like it, to simply munch on. Alright? It has a nutritional benefit, helps with cholesterol, persons who have diabetes and all of these things. This is the perfect bread for you.
So how prevalent is this on the shelf, or how soon we hope to see this being prevalent on the shelf, or what is not making this prevalent on the shelf now?
Alright, so at this time, it is just at the stage of research, but we do look forward to have it patented and also be placed on the shelves soon.
Director of UGIRIE, Dr. Lawrence Lewis, said the Institute will also be offering mentorship opportunities for innovators, including guidance on marketing, product improvement, and quality management. UGIRIE, launched in 2021, was created to help bridge the gap between research and real-world application. It supports the university's broader mission of solving national and regional challenges through science, technology, and entrepreneurship. Government efforts to improve internet connectivity in Guyana's hinterland and remote areas have reached a major milestone, with high-speed services now available to most communities under the Wi-Fi GY program. The initiative, driven by the National Data Management Authority, NDMA, uses low Earth orbit LEO satellite technology to deliver internet speeds exceeding 200 megabits per second. Launched just a year ago in the Morocco Subdistrict, Region 1, the program has already connected 236 of the 253 officially recognized hinterland, remote, and riverine communities. This provides more than 132,000 residents with access to reliable, high-speed internet. The Wi-Fi GY program forms part of the government's broader strategy to promote digital inclusion and technological transformation nationwide. It also reflects the administration's commitment to bridging the digital divide and ensuring equitable access to technology for all Guyanese. Officials say the project is unlocking opportunities in key areas such as education, healthcare, entrepreneurship, and public services, transforming lives in previously underserved regions. According to the NDMA, the expansion of internet access marks a significant step in national development, ensuring that no community is left behind. When we come back, police are investigating the origins of an abandoned shotgun. Rutherford is back with the Warriors, and England is holding on against India.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up, fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyana's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyana's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
You're watching Ignite News on 6 at 6. Thanks for staying with us. We begin this segment with a troubling discovery in Berbice. Police are investigating an abandoned shotgun recovered during a late-night patrol. Police in Springland's Berbice are investigating the discovery of an abandoned 12-gauge shotgun found during a late-night patrol on Tuesday. Around 9:30 p.m., detectives on patrol in number 67 Village spotted two men on a black motorcycle with no visible license plate. Officers noticed the pillion rider was carrying a white bag and signaled them to stop. Instead, the men fled. But before speeding off, the pillion rider tossed the bag into a clump of bushes. Constable Sugdio retrieved the bag, which was found to contain a 12-gauge shotgun with no serial number. The firearm was lodged as evidence at the Springlands police station. An investigation is underway to identify the suspects and trace the origin of the illegal weapon. The discovery highlights the continued challenge of illegal firearms in Berbice and across the country. The Guyana Police Force has ramped up efforts in recent years to remove unlicensed weapons from communities. Authorities are urging residents to stay alert and report any suspicious activity. In sports, the Guyana Sports Shooting Foundation has re-elected its president and a new executive team is now in place. Dr. Pravesh Hari was re-elected when the organization recently held its annual general meeting at the National Resource Center on Wolford Avenue. This is his second and final term in the post. Joining him on executive are Ryan McKinnon as vice president, David Dario as secretary, and Ray Bihari as treasurer. Vidushi Prasad McKinnon was named assistant secretary, treasurer, with chairpersons appointed to oversee the foundation's various shooting disciplines. Prasad McKinnon also presented the foundation's annual report, while Treasurer Bihari gave members a detailed briefing on the audited financial statements for the year ending 2024. In a major move towards stronger governance, members unanimously approved 4 constitutional amendments. The elections were supervised by Javin Singh from the European Union delegation to Guyana, with Kane Prashad serving as an independent observer. The Guyana Amazon Warriors are celebrating the return of a hometown hero, Sherfin Rutherford, who will be joining the squad for the 2025 ExxonMobil Guyana Global Super League. The explosive all-rounder steps in for Akil Hussain, who remains committed to the Texas Super Kings in Major League Cricket. Rutherford, meanwhile, just wrapped up his stint with the Los Angeles Knight Riders and will now suit up on home turf at Providence. It's a true homecoming. Rutherford began his T20 career with the Warriors back in 2018, playing 27 matches across 3 CPL seasons. Since then, he's become a globe-trotting T20 star, featuring in leagues from the IPL and PSL to the BBL and IL T20. Warriors team operations manager Leon Johnson said while it's disappointing to miss out on Hussain, Rutherford brings vital experience and firepower to the middle order. The Warriors kick off their GSL campaign on July 10th under the lights at Providence, facing reigning champs Rangpur Riders. Turning to cricket on the international stage, Joe Root once again proved his class, grinding out an unbeaten 99 to anchor England's innings on a challenging opening day of the 3rd Test against India at Lord's. In searing heat and on a slow, dry pitch, Root stood tall as England crawled to 251 for 4, scoring under 3 runs and over in attritional conditions. England stumbled early, losing both openers in a single over from Nitesh Kumar Reddy, and then slumped to 172 for 4 after tea. But Root rebuilt with a 109-run stand alongside Ollie Pope, followed by an unbroken 79 with Ben Stokes, who ended the day on 39 not out. India bowled disciplined but a costly drop by captain Shubman Gill, who shelled Pope off his first ball, may come back to haunt them. There's also concern in Indian camp as wicketkeeper Rishabh Pant spent most of the day off the field, nursing a finger injury. Still ahead, Jamaica and Barbados welcome a long-awaited anti-money laundering decision from the European Union. Welcome back. Jamaica and Barbados are now officially off the European Union's high-risk list for anti-money laundering. Jamaica and Barbados have been officially removed from the European Union's list of high-risk third countries with deficiencies in their anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing systems. The move, announced yesterday, comes just one day after CARICOM chair and Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness publicly raised concerns about the month-long delay in implementation.
The European Union has recommended to the European Parliament via its delegated regulation of June 2025 that Jamaica and Barbados be delisted. This has not fully materialized as different groups in the Parliament, for reasons unrelated to the domestic situation in Barbados and Jamaica, have issued motions that will block positive action in this regard. We urge a reconsideration of this posture.
Barbadian Prime Minister Mia Mottley had also expressed similar sentiment during the opening session of the 49th CARICOM Heads of Government Conference.
Actions of the European Parliament with respect to the failure to delist countries like Barbados and Jamaica, who have come off of the Financial Action Task Force list for more than 1 year, but for whom we remain on the European Union's enhanced delegated list, along with countries like Gibraltar and UAE that are the subject of their opposition, but because of a technical mechanism by which they remove countries, Barbados and Jamaica continue to suffer at the hands of the listing process when we have been deemed to be fully compliant with all of the obligations required of us from the Financial Action Task Force. It is wrong.
The decision follows Jamaica's removal from the Financial Action Task Force, FATF, listing last year, and is being welcomed as a major boost for CARICOM's credibility and financial standing. Holness, in a post on X, said the delisting reflects the hard work undertaken to strengthen regional financial systems and called it a milestone for CARICOM-EU relations. Jamaica's Foreign Minister, Kamina Johnson-Smith, addressing the European Parliament, thanked lawmakers for what she called a decisive action with exponential implications for small economies like Jamaica's. She later confirmed that the move follows sustained advocacy by both Jamaica and Barbados and aligns with global recognition of their financial reforms. And in the U.S., Donald Trump is back in tariff mode, this time targeting Brazil with his harshest threat yet. Trump has announced a 50% tariff on all Brazilian products entering the U.S. starting August 1st. But unlike his previous 21 tariff letters, Trump's message to Brazilian President Lula wasn't just about trade. Instead, it blasted Lula's government for what Trump called a witch hunt against former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro, who's on trial for allegedly plotting a coup. Trump praised Bolsonaro in the letter, calling his treatment an international disgrace. The letter comes just days after Trump announced a 10% tariff on BRICS nations, including Brazil. It's unclear if that's on top of the proposed 50%. Brazilian President Lula, speaking at the BRICS summit this week, hit back sharply, saying, "We don't want an emperor, we are sovereign countries." The tariff letter stemmed from Trump's sweeping April 2nd announcement of new tariffs ranging from 10 to 50%. After markets panicked, he paused enforcement until July 9th. That deadline has been extended to August 1st. So far, only 2 countries have struck tariff deals, with Brazil now facing the sharpest proposed increase. Trump has also slapped new tariffs on 21 countries, including 25% duties on South Korea and Japan, and as high as 30% on Sri Lanka, Libya, and others. Meanwhile, talks with the European Union are accelerating. Trump says he'll set the EU's tariffs rate within days, but European leaders warn negotiations remain complex. Analysts warn these tariffs, now the highest since 1934, could spark a damaging global trade war. Yet Trump's team says they've already collected $100 billion in tariff revenue this year. Finally, for the first time since the 2022 invasion of Ukraine, an international court has found Russia responsible for human rights abuses tied to the war. Europe's top human rights court ruled yesterday that Russia violated international law and directly blamed Moscow for the downing of Malaysia Airlines flight MH17 in 2014, which killed all 298 people on board, most of them Dutch citizens. The European Court of Human Rights also upheld claims related to child abductions and other wartime violations brought by Ukraine and the Netherlands. While largely symbolic, as Russia was expelled from the court in 2022, families of MH17 victims call it a major milestone in their fight for justice. The ruling comes days after Russia launched a record 728 drones overnight, killing 8 civilians in Ukraine's Donetsk region. Ukraine also struck back with a drone attack killing 3 in the Russian city of Kursk. The developments also follow a sharp shift from the U.S. President Donald Trump, who now promises more weapons for Kyiv and threatens steep sanctions on Russia. Germany and the Vatican are also renewing efforts to support Ukraine, with peace talks again floated, though Russia remains dismissive. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Rihanna Nekram. See you tomorrow for more Ignite News.